Hello guys, this is a quick video. I really wanted to talk about something that irked me so much in AC Valhalla, and I had to laugh out loud, and also I loved it, but I was nearly crying at it and like so frustrated. So spoilers, major spoilers. I'm gonna spoil a lot. Don't listen if you did not complete the story or didn't get far in the story so far. I've not completed the story. I'm going to talk about the Vinland Saga. That's what I'm going to talk about, alright? So, spoilers, beware. So, first off, can I just say I'm so glad that they brought back Native American people in AC Valhalla. I loved 3 with Connor and his whole arc and him being a mixed native. I love Native American people so much. I love Native American studies, and it's so nice to see them portrayed and literally not appropriated. They weren't appropriated. The game did not even translate their language. The people that Ivor meets in Vinland and North America, they did not translate the language. So you are in Ivor's shoes, getting to that village and not being able to converse with the people, but you kind of sort of like get each other's vibes because they're also like believing in nature, religion, and telling these stories of their ancestors and like being overall peaceful. I wanted to say much as like the Norse people were, but they weren't so peaceful. At least the Vikings weren't. But yeah, I just love how the game does not translate what they're saying. It's so cool. I need to look up what story the woman is telling at the campfire. But I wanted to, before I talk about the campfire scene, which just broke my heart. It's so lovely. I was crying because it was just so moving. But I really want to talk about what happens with the piece of Eden in Vinland. Again, I'm spoiling a whole lot. I've not completed the game yet. I don't know what Ivor's role is, apart from him being an ISO hybrid or something. Like, at least he's gonna be special. I bet he's gonna become one of the assassins, but don't quote me on that. But I know that he has eagle vision and all that, and can see the what do you call it, the confession room and all of that. So I think it's clear to say, it's easy to say, it's safe to say that he is special and not his brother Sigurd. I'm not gonna continue with that because I've not completed the game yet. But Odin appears to him like literally. I bet Odin is one of the Isu, much as like the Greek gods were. But I'm all over the place. But I'm so stunned still. I'm so completely messed up by what happened. So you go to Vinland with the sole purpose of killing the Templar Kjotvisson, Gorm Kjotvisson, the son of your nemesis, who escaped to Vinland, to Canada, today's Canada. And you find him in one of these camps and you murder him, you assassinate him, because obviously you do. You get a confession scene, as you always do. And then you find out that Gorm has found an apple of Eden. I don't know if it is the apple of Eden that Connor ends up with or that Ezio ends up with in Italy, but he has an apple of Eden. And Ivor grabs it. And Ivor finds the hidden door. And an Isu voice is speaking out to him, and he holds the apple in front of his face. And it just goes like, nah. Like, nah. He turns around and he walks away. What the fuck, Ubisoft? Why did you do that? I took so many screenshots here. Like, I took about 50 screenshots in that scene alone because I could not believe what I just saw. Ivor literally has a piece of Eden, which is basically what most of the games are really about when you get like down to the gist of it. It's about Templars versus Assassins, Order of Ancients versus Hidden Ones, finding pieces of Eden, putting them to use, rescuing them, whatever. And you've got Ivor holding a damn apple of Eden, this instrument of power, and just turning around and going, nah, don't want nothing to do with it, goodbye, and walks off. What? I couldn't. I was laughing and crying at the same time. I was so frustrated, but also, of course, that story arc is not going to go anywhere now. We know that Ivor ends up dead in Vinland, so it's pretty logical that he's going to come back at some point to pursue the apple and open the door, hopefully. As I said before, I've not completed the game yet, so I don't know. But guys, anyway, he goes back to the native settlement, and he has this lovely fireplace chat and talk with the community, and he hands over the apple of Eden to the native leader, the woman, and she just keeps it, holds on to it. Don't know. As I said before, we don't know what they're saying because they didn't translate the language, which is so nice. But yeah, that is just what I wanted to ramble about. And now, to close this video off, a really heartwarming moment was when Ivor, also I played as male and female Ivor. I switched between play sessions in that arc, so I'm just going to refer to my character as Ivor, but I ended up doing the fireplace scene with a dark-haired male Ivor who is looking as close to native as possible, apart from his blue eyes. He's got the whole like mohawk hairstyle braid and stuff, and like the clothes on, this beautiful armor, which I hope we can take back to England at some point. But yeah, again, so they're sitting around a fireplace, and obviously this elder woman is just telling the story of their tribe. And then Ivor gets up and like is asked to chat, to converse, to also tell a story. And he basically reenacts and tells the story of Balder, son of Odin, one of the gods, I think the most beautiful god, or the god of vanity or something, or beauty, who was immortal, who couldn't be killed by anything but just one tree branch, the mistle. I don't know what it's called in English. It's mistle in German, so I don't know what it is in English. But he could only, like much like Sigurd, he could only be killed by one thing. And Loki, who is a trickster god but also like a major asshole, was envious of him and his ability to not be killed by anything. So he made a game out of like throwing random stuff at Balder, trying to see what would finally end up killing him, and nothing could, apart from this like tree branch or the leaf of that tree, whatever, which ended up killing Balder. But Odin tried to save his son, and to do that he needed to collect a drop of tears, or like a teardrop, goodness. He needed to collect a teardrop from every living creature in the 9 realms, and he went around collecting tears for Balder to save him. And he collected nearly all of them, apart from like one single living creature, which was a frost giant who did not want to give a tear, like shed a tear for Balder. She was like, to Helheim with him. Damn him, I'm not gonna cry for him. Goodbye. So Balder died. And we end up finding out that that frost giant was in fact Loki, shapeshifting as her, because he wanted Balder to be dead so badly. And that's the story of Balder, and Ivor tells that story around the campfire, and it's so lovely. It's so gorgeous. The my thumbnail is a scene that I took at that fireplace, like a shot that I took of Ivor telling his story. It's so nice and lovely. And yeah, just great overall, brought me to tears. Thank you, Ubisoft, so much for like the Vinland Arc. So gorgeous, so moving. The apple of Eden thing, but that is so frustrating. Man, just not for me. Gonna walk off. Goodbye. Like, dude, what? I can't wait to complete the game. AC Valhalla is like the best AC in the series so far, apart from Unity. But I really do love it. And you made a great game. It's such a good game. And that is all I have to say, guys. And now I'm gonna go and talk to you hopefully very soon. Goodbye. Please share your thoughts on the Vinland Arc in the comments down below. And goodbye.